Welcome, TEROS 3.0. Now, base stance, it's pretty good, right? 8 strength, 4 dex, 6 defense, and 4 speed. However, there's literally just a better version once you get speed stance. I don't know why they offer the stat that is most lacking, right? Speed is pretty important. They just have it take away from dex, and there is nothing to be lost on the dex for hammer or boots, so this is literally just like gonna be most people's default. If you're playing like this stance, maybe I can see a world, right? But I don't think you would need to at that point. If you really want that high of strength, just probably play TEROS, right? I see a lot of like TEROS players probably trying out this character because the hammer kit is also just that good. So 2 things on hammer I want to show with Zuva is the fact that you can do stomp. It's a side sig at 20 health. You can do it at 30 health. It becomes a little harder. And then second thing is that you can get this to be generally 2 frames, but I've heard people say if you get the last frame of the D-Light, then you can hit it true. Then on boots, there's not anything too crazy. I think these sigs are pretty good for like 2v2 follow-ups and ones though, but this side sig, I believe, is his strongest in terms of killing. It might be that or D-Sig, but if we're looking specifically horizontal, force-wise, I think it might be that. Now, Brawlhalla isn't in the official map pool anymore, but this is at 130 health against a 5 defense character, and I've tested it on some other maps, and it's still killing at 130 on something like APOC, right? Also, really quick, I want to add that I think his Boots Ensig might be one of the strongest diagonal sort of SIGs in the game. 55 variable force, 65 fixed. That is pretty high. Normally when you have diagonal SIGs, they end up killing later, especially if it's going into the air, instead of being like spiked down, right? But this one, that's why I think it'd be so good for like 2s. You could do that, right? Off of a D-Light Saron Spear, you could do something like that. And then if you want to probably just like rip one every once in a while, you could do that. They do all have end lag, which is why generally people are preferring the hammer, because you can literally just stay floating in the air. Apparently it's a 0 gravity sig. And also, this is my first video, I think, since they've done the new UI. So new UI, it's weird considering I've been playing on the old one for 8 years, and this is like my second day playing on the new one. But the new one, objectively, I think it is better. You just got to give it time, right? I think what I'm going to try and do, I'll try and play a game of like mostly hammer to show it off, and then I'll play a game of mostly battle boots. But yeah, the character, like in terms of how you can kind of just throw out the SIGs, I think is crazy good. I would definitely consider him to be more of a hammer legend than boots legend. And what do I mean by that? I mean, his hammer SIGs just simply are better. I don't think there's any denying that. Let's see if I can... An Ensig. Bro just totally gave up. All right, well, all right. And that was the previous game, at least. That was simply... Previous game was simply the power of new legend. A lot of people, they don't want to waste their time fighting the new legend, which I kind of get, especially when, you know, just the character isn't nerfed whatsoever. I also did say I was going to play hammer, but it's looking like a boots game from here. Is this going to be another DC? Please don't tell me this is already going to be another DC. All right, I think I have a string here. He dodge. We go back down. And take the touch. That's probably like the only thing I know of. If you know of any other like boots tech, let me kind of, you know, let me in on that. I don't think I'll end up playing this character, but oh. All right, threw both my weapons away. Love to see it, as always. Oh, give me this, dude. I want to kick him with this. That's it. I just think the sig is like kind of sick. It reminds me of like a Ganondorf, like side smash or whatever you call it, like a smash attack on Ganondorf. Just like the absolute boot. Because I think that's like his forward tilt, if I'm not mistaken. Which I very well could be. I haven't played Smash Brothers in super long. I will be interested to see, though, who's going to be the one to pick up this character. Again, that's another thing you guys could let me know. Because I think, like, Radish could give this character a try. I know he's more so, like, orb-focused and, like, gauntlet-focused. And then boots are kind of, like, that weapon that just came along for him. To where it's like, okay, cool, Tesco was super broken. And, you know, ever since Raptor came out, he's just been all over it with the orb. And admittedly, I do think, in ones at least, the other legends... Oh, he's fried. That sig is so strong when you hit them off stage with it. But Zuva's boot sigs just aren't that same level, I think, as the others. In ones. In twos, they very well could be. But in ones, definitely, I think that Raptor and Tezuka, they make a little more sense. If you are Kaina, right, then maybe this character would be like a really cool kind of counter pick to have. I know Kaina has been playing like Yumiko as his other sort of pick, but I would say that if he wanted to really like invest in Zuva, that could be pretty good. Hammer is still like a very, very good weapon, right? And again, I said this earlier, and you guys can feel free to disagree. People have literally said this character has the best hammer kit in the game. I don't know if that will remain. I mean, he's dead, but there's no way that this Sig, like, dude, look how broken it is, right? There's no way first 3 nerfs they're gonna get it right. It's gonna take them like probably upwards of, I would say, 5 months, half a year for them to probably have this character be in any good balance state. All right, dude, hold on. I have to lock in because that's actually crazy. I didn't even have to lock in. That was just, you believe in karma. That is a prime example of it. All right, I need to mog him with hammer. I just need to spam side lights, find a side sig. Maybe next stock because I got experimental. Hold up. Hold a thought. All right, we got boots. We work with it. Dodge away, that works, but I don't know how often I would use it. Oh! Okay. Celebrating a little too hard from hitting 3 moves in a row. But it is always cool when there's a new character that comes out and you find little ways to maybe incorporate their sigs. That actually, I do feel like is a pretty sick way to kind of utilize it. All right. Whiff City. Buddy. Come on. You made it too obvious. Like, you can throw out side light, but you can't make it that obvious. And Sig? Might be onto something. That alone might make me best King Zuva in the world. All right, another Zuva Ditto. But like I said, I am just rank 1 Zuva already, so this should be a piece of cake. I say that, and I thought I was about to meet my end. Wait for it. All right. Oh, that was absolute trash by me. Yeah, you can't really throw out boot sigs like at all. Just way too much end lag. Boots ground pound though? Yo, this move is way too good. I've heard some say that Boots ground pound might be like the best ground pound in the entire game. I don't know if that's true. As a Gauntlet player, maybe you want to take my opinion with a grain of salt, but okay. I am actually finding uses for the SIGs with Boots. I really thought that you wouldn't, and it would just make sense like 90% of the time to rely on his hammer kit, which I do think it does, but you know, there's possibilities here. I have a feeling they're probably not going to nerf the boot sigs too much. It is the hammer sigs that they're going to ultimately, I don't want to say gut, but I mean, you know, when you can just like kind of throw it out like that, I get they were super hurt. I'm not even looking at damage, but that just felt like such a free kind of thing to go for. Very, very risk-free, you know? All right. I wonder if recovery probably was like the better choice in the end. What do you guys think his best sig is? I mean, I have to go with probably side sig. I think I live too. I think I would have to go with side sig, but it would not surprise me at all if people thought like down sig with just the pure force that it has on hammer. But I just think it has to be on hammer. I don't think it's going to be on boots. Dude, okay, but imagine. The aura, you're actually aura maxing if you hit this sig. Like, especially to kill. You push someone off stage, they dodge in, you hit them. Ah! I don't even know what health he was at. That did not look like it was past, I mean, 130, like I said, like I was showing at the beginning of the video. That had to be like 120, maybe. Because we were on the side. I mean, you know, I have to acknowledge that, but... And there are other sigs that are going to kill there too, right? Like a TEROS side sig on hammer would kill there. But if that's like what I'm comparing it to, then it's a pretty good sig, I think. Dude does not want smoke in the Ditto, though. I can't believe he totally abandoned it. He's not keeping boots. He's not keeping hammer. He's just on Mirage. So I have to imagine that this might be maybe more of a main for them. Sig is so good. On hit, too. It has range, man. Like, the reach is deceiving. And the fact that you can, like, there's just so much going for it. Like, I'm gonna see how much mileage I can get with just a Sig, because I have a feeling I could very well win with using it only, even against like Scythe, which I think is a pretty bad matchup for Hammer. It's funny because I'm doing this and it's like, man, this Sig is so good. Amugi is still like, overall when it comes to Sig kit, I think definitely better. Amugi is so unbelievably broken with the Sigs. Definitely the best character they've released in quite some time, I think, in terms of like Sig strength. Because Amugi really is like pretty much nigh 2.0, more so than I would say like TEROS 2.0, like I kind of called it, or whatever gender the thing is. Is it a he? Or is it just like a turtle? What do I call Amugi? Alright, boots. Last stock. We can get him with boots. Ready? Wait, hold on. Hold that thought. Nair. Side light. Side light again. Optimal. I would have had him with a 3-piece, but I messed it up. This is definitely the lowest dex boots I've played, by the way. I'm pretty sure 3 dex is the lowest boots dex with Zuva. And I have not noticed, like, a single difference. So, there's that. Classic dexterity moment. Please. Let me do the thing. I had to scratch my nose. I was about to do a funny, but I couldn't. So, it's, you know, I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for the nose scratch. But, you know, these things happen. I kind of want to hit the Sig, just because I know it'll destroy them. Or honestly, end Sig, because I know it can spike them from, like, center stage. Alright, well, it didn't spike them like I thought, so whatever. Could have killed me again. They need to definitely work on their optimization. Bop. Ooh! It wouldn't have even mattered. They would have just died. The mine would have stuck to them, and it wouldn't have mattered. All right. Getting the boot is actually so disrespectful. That might be most disrespectful boot Sig, because you're literally just getting Spartan kicked in the head. Closing thoughts on Zuva. I think speed stance should basically be your base stance. There's no reason to run this. I've heard boots players say that, like, oh, 6 decks, you get a few, like, frames off of, like, recovery ground pound. That doesn't matter. You're not gaining anything, like, combo-wise, string-wise, so a little extra recovery frames going down to 3, it does not matter. You can't go to that 6 anyways. Just take the speed and run with it. Obviously, if you've been playing TEROS, you're going to be playing with that base 3 decks hammer anyways. So also, you know, another thing, if you're coming from, like, lower decks hammer character, you're not going to feel that whatsoever. This is going to be the norm. He's going to be good in 1s. He's going to be good in 2s. I think he might be able to show off his kit a little more in 2s than in 1s. But his hammer, again, let me know if you think his hammer is the best in the game, because that's what I'm hearing right now. So if you enjoyed the video, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Appreciated as always. And yeah, not going to BCX, but I will be streaming it. So make sure you follow my stream at twitch.tv/Phazon. I always link it in my description too. So goodbye.